How are y'all doing? Hope y'all are having a blessed morning. It's probably around 4:58 a.m., almost 5 a.m. I am now on my first full day off. It's yesterday the weather got so bad. Like, I did a couple videos yesterday morning. Did one, me and Ruby went while we waited for the doctor. We went and checked an area and just kind of got her back into the swing of things a little bit and just chatted, and that video is loading now. And then we did quite a few until the storm came, and actually I'll probably load that video today. It was only like 6 minutes because the weather got so bad I couldn't continue, but just to give y'all an idea of the weather, I'll probably load that this morning. It was about that Christina Formella, the special ed teacher that was that got arrested for 70 plus counts of with a minor. You know, she was like having a love life with a 14 or 15-year-old kid at the age of, I think, 28. She was actually fixing to get married, planning her wedding, which ended up being in Italy, and this massive wedding. And lo and behold, she had a secret life of basically taking advantage of a teen. Basically, she did what Stephen Stearns did to Maddie. She groomed this child. He was a soccer player. She was a coach. It started with little simple things, and then it went to tutoring, and then it went to early morning tutoring, and then, you know, but it wasn't tutoring going on. It was something way more than tutoring. Little toddling. Little toddling, fondling, whatever you want to call it. Trigger warning. But it wasn't good. She deserves the maximum punishment. I'm sorry. I know she thinks she's too pretty to be in trouble. I think that's what she's saying. I mean, she's no Miss America by all means, but she, for some reason, thinks that she's too pretty, and that's why they're blackmailing and trying to do this. But yet, the husband knew nothing of this student that she said the husband knew, that he was stalking her and all this, and the husband says he didn't know that. He only knew the kid as playing soccer. So evidently, I know he's supporting her because he's standing right beside her. How and why, I do not know. Love sometimes can be, I don't know. Maybe he tells her she's pretty too much. I don't know. Maybe she's got it in her head that she thinks she's a supermodel or Miss America, and they're gonna, you know, not charge her because, you know, she's supposedly pretty. I just thought that was funny. I've never heard that before. I mean, it just sounded odd. Like, I don't know. It just didn't sound right. Like, why? She's now 30, I think, years old. And why she... I don't know why people do these things. It's evil. I don't understand how these monsters can exist. And this just gives you an idea that monsters come in all shapes and sizes and looks, and right, it just shows you that you can't judge someone by just an appearance, right? We should never do that anyway, but a lot of people do. I get it. It's life. I always say beauty's within, you know. It's in the heart, right? It's not on the outside. Outside, what we look like always changes as we get older, right? We turn into a bag of sun wrinkles like me, right? It just happens. Your body never going to stay the same. It's always going to change. It's I don't know. I'm shocked at this. And one thing that's really, really bugging me is that, in my opinion only, in this case, but allegedly in my opinion, I think they might have made a big mistake as far as the way that they detained her and took her in. I think it's going to cause a huge problem within the justice system, because we know right now defenses are attacking in different ways, and they're winning, even when the person is guilty. But in this situation, if you've seen the body cam footage of her getting pulled over, so confused, not knowing what's going on. Her husband was in the car. He asks her to get out. He gets her name, tells her that he has to take her to the station to interview with detectives and this, that, and the other, but never tells her why. And another thing, she asked, in a roundabout way, she did ask a few times, not point, well, kind of, I guess, point blank. I mean, I guess the way she did it, it was pretty much point blank, but she was just like, I'm confused. Can you tell me what's going on? Can you tell me why, you know, like, basically, why are you detaining me? Why? He wouldn't tell her anything. And you know, another bad thing that happened is he did not read her rights before he, you know, put her in the back of that car. And he knew he was taking her to jail. And that's when her lawyers are going to fight. You knew you were taking her to jail, and yet you still didn't read her rights. You still just said she was being detained, but yet she's thrown in the back of a police car and taken to the police station. That's what scares me in these kind of cases, and that's why I don't know, but they're gonna have to figure out a way. I don't know. They're just gonna have to figure out something, some way that, you know, you just have to start reading people their rights right off the bat. Like, if you know you're taking them in, just do it, right? Just cover your own butt. Protect the justice system. Protect the prosecution, the one that brought the charges forward, right? And maybe it won't end up being a big deal. I don't really know how Chicago works, but I think, you know, your rights are your rights, and people have been really pushing this thing about human rights lately a lot, and I mean, like, almost going overboard. Yes, we have rights, I get it, but when you do something like she did, and there's proof of it on phones and school computers and school emails, and like her phone number's in his phone, and the messages that I love you, and it was so much fun, and I had a good time, and yeah, sorry it was short this morning, but it was still wonderful, and all these nasty, perverted things she was talking with this minor. And yet, when she found out what she was there for, I guess, in the back of the cop car at the station already, she asked for a puke bag. Like, she said, I'm going to be sick, I'm going to throw up. And he's like, oh, you want me to get you a bag? Hell no, stick her head out the window and let her throw up. Who gives a damn? She don't need no bag. She's in there for a reason. And 70 plus counts, this woman, she won't see the light of day. I don't know. She's going to be in there for a good 20 to 30 years, I would think, for this. They're going to make an example. They're going to show you it don't matter if you think you're too pretty or not. Justice will win unless the big mistake was made by the officer. That could really hurt this case, I think, and that's sad. But I think it can really hurt this case. I hope not. I really do hope not. But, you know, that I was kind of... Yesterday I talked about it a little bit on one of the videos, I think first morning video about this girl, and I couldn't get her name out of the top of my head, right? I hadn't done a lot of research on the case. I mean, I knew bits and pieces, but I went, you know, watched the body cam and did all that stuff, and man, I was kind of shocked at how this cop, knowing he was going to take her in, didn't just explain to her right then and there, you know what? Doesn't matter. I mean, you don't think she's not going to lawyer up? I mean, come on. But, you know, just to see her when reality smacked her in the face, right? The bawling, the crying, like, I'm caught, right? That's what happens. That's the true meaning of getting caught right there. She could bawl like a little baby, but yet she did all this on her own. I mean, she's telling this guy, this kid, she wrote something about how he broke her heart, and, you know, how she let a 16-year-old or a 15-year-old, 16-year-old do this to her. Like, you know, that he ruined things and he lost her and all this stuff. Like, she was going to, evidently after the wedding and all that, she was going to run off with this kid. I don't know what they were going to do. She was like, I would have been here for life. And, I mean, why are you marrying this other guy and going home to this other guy But yet you're having 45 encounters plus at the school with this young kid, which was 14 when it first started, I think, which is horrible. She was 28. And I guess it ended when he was 16. I don't know. But evidently she had talked about after the wedding and this, that, and the other. Like, I don't know what this kid was thinking. You know, he was so young, I think, that she was able to manipulate him in so many ways. And I get it. He's a 15-year-old boy. A 15-year-old boy, but he was 14 when it first started. And I get it. It was probably a crush on his part. He was just a little boy. But it led to something more. And it's sad because a lot of people don't view it the same. And that's what really hurts, is that yet when it's the other way around, when it's a man doing it to a girl or a child or, you know, 14, 15, 16-year-old high school kid, when it's a coach, a male coach that does it, it's like the worst thing in the possible world, right? And then it seems like now that this is done by a woman teacher, and this is not just this case, there's been 4 or 5 others lately, right? There's 3 going on right now with women teachers. But they look at it differently when it's a woman versus a boy versus a man versus a girl, right? Like they look at it differently, and they shouldn't. It's still a child. Whether it's someone's son or someone's daughter, it's still wrong. It's still against the law. It still goes against, like, she took something from this young child, this young boy, that he'll never get back. Yeah, he might brag about it later on in life, but you know what? It's all in all, it's not good. It's not good at all. I'm sorry. It's not good. Whether it's boy, girl, whatever, I don't think that matters to me. I think it should be the same punishment. I know it'll probably be looked at differently if it ever even makes it. I think yesterday was the first day, a first appearance in court or something. And I don't know, maybe they're not going to bring that up. I just would be shocked if they don't bring that up. And I think that's going to be their way of trying to get it dismissed later on in the case, maybe, right? Like, they're going to utilize that. And I don't know, maybe they just haven't caught it. I have no idea. Maybe I shouldn't say anything. No, I'm sure they know. Lawyers aren't dumb. Evidently she got a pretty good lawyer. She should have got Jackson, right? And got Karen Reed in her corner. Because that's what I feel this case is probably going to turn into. Some stupid, dumb fight for this girl because she's too pretty to go to jail. I mean, come on, really? I mean, you're never too pretty for jail. Jail doesn't care what you look like. Don't care how old you are. They don't care what you did. All it is just your cell. A little box with a metal door with some bars on it. And some nasty food, probably. And so many other things. You know, it's heartbreaking that you know what? I give this mom all props, right? This boy's mother. I'm not going to use his name because he's a kid, but this boy's mother that was changing his phone for him, right? Doing the momly duties, like the momly deed, good deed of, hey, it's time for, I guess, an upgrade or whatever, if possible, whatever it was, right? Happened to see the message from a number that didn't have a contact name to the number. It was just a number. And she read that. Well, I can't imagine this mom, right? I mean, yes, the boy was, 15 at the time. I think she read this, or even possibly 16 already. And she reads this, and then she's trying to figure out whose number this is, and then she figures out that it's the coach's number, the tutor's number, whatever. And then she starts putting it all together, and then she goes to law enforcement. Shout out to that mama. Pat yourself on the back. You know, most moms with teenage boys would have probably been like, oh my God, and then talk to the son about it and let it roll on, right? You know, that's the sad thing about the difference between boys and girls, right? This is what usually in more cases than none, would probably end up happening. 15, 16-year-old boy, with a young teacher in their 20s, usually the mom or the dad, they're just going to kind of play it off if it's a boy, right? But, of course, if it's a girl, it's the end of the world. But it's still, to me, yes, I have two daughters. And, of course, that would be, you would want these people locked up for the rest of their life. I get it. That's, but I don't think it should be a difference whether it's a boy or girl. And I know some people are going to say that it's a difference, right? Some people don't even look at this case because it is a teenage boy, and they're like, it was a young coach right out of college, she was a soccer star or whatever. Her boyfriend, or her husband now, I think was the baseball player for the college, the Cougars. I don't know. Right now, he seems to be standing by her side. I'm actually really shocked in this, but then again, I don't know the whole story. I'm not in their household to know. If I guess he trusts his wife. I mean, they just recently got married, so I mean, this was going on before the marriage, and for him to see all these messages and all this phone information and know that she brought this young kid to their house, to their bedroom, at least upon 5 occasions, and then 45 occasions at the school, of her basically abusing this boy. Because it is abuse. He's a minor. I know some people won't see it that way because, like I said, it's a boy versus a girl thing here, but it's not. It's still a child versus an adult. That's how I see it. And the saddest part of it is it's a special ed class, a special ed teacher. So, like, she's basically taking advantage of special needs children. That is, to me, that's 5 times worse. And hopefully, they say if the shoe fit, wear it, right? I think that if they don't get this thing thrown out for him not doing what he was supposed to do when he detained her, I think he did it wrong. Maybe he did it right. Maybe there is a clause in Chicago. I don't know about that, but it's going to be probably signs flying up that's going to say free Christina and nah. It's going to start a whole big blah blah blah. Maybe I don't know. I hope not. I'm tired of seeing that, but I think it's becoming the new norm. Like, for people to start fighting outside the courthouse now, like like paying them, like Diddy and Karen Reed, when they pay all these people to wear their T-shirts and stuff, right? Like, all those bingo moms are paid. They were getting like $30 a day or something like that to sit out there. That's what everybody was saying. Now, I don't know. Like I said, I wasn't there. I didn't go. I don't mess with Kool-Aid. I don't do that kind of stuff. I stayed far away from that thing, far away from that trial, because I had a feeling this woman, down deep, I had a feeling that she was probably going to get. I thought she was going to maybe get the lesser charge, but I didn't think she would walk like this. That's truly heartbreaking. John Ortiz got zero justice. And that's what happens when you get a young jury. Hopefully this is a wake-up call to all prosecutions around the world. Do not bring in young jurors. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. You need people that are older and wiser, right? Wisdom. People that know the justice system. You could have probably asked any of those jurors if they knew half of the justice system laws, and they probably wouldn't have known a fifth of them. I mean, that's just goes to show you, why you don't pick young jurors, right? And to me, if it was me, and when it comes to something like this, and there's that much evidence that's actually there, and it was evidence, regardless of what people think, the evidence was clearly there. I think that it should have been at least half of the jurors should have been police department. Like retired police officers, retired homicide, whatever, like cops. I'm sorry. A police officer's life was lost. You're not going to at least support him by at least a few of the jurors being law enforcement or previous law enforcement? Like, give him a little bit of at least that, right? This poor mother and family and those children had to go through this and then be basically laughed at by the Karen Reed people. That is absolutely unacceptable. I hope John Ortiz's mother takes everything Karen Reed got in her bank account in a civil suit. I hope she runs her accounts completely dry and has IOUs for the next 50 years. Like, that's what I hope, because that still wouldn't be justice for John, but it would at least be a little bit of hope for the family, right? They're the ones suffering right now. John's family's the one suffering, you know, and they're just laughing in their face, and now they're doing some taunting stuff, and it's just, I knew it was going to happen, and it's sad, you know, it's really sad that our justice system failed, and especially failed one of their own that helped create the system, right? One of the ones that support and protect the laws. It's sad. I'm not going to get into that, but it's sad. I think that it's heartbreaking. I think this case is going to turn into something similar to that. But I tell you right now, Miss Christina Formella, or whatever your name is, nobody's too pretty for jail, okay? So when them bar doors close, I think your reality will hit you in the face, right? I really do believe that. A shout out to this mom, right, for stepping up for her son. I think that's amazing. I know some people are saying, oh, leave it alone, he's a boy. He's hormones, he's going to be a boy. If the older teacher wants to hit on him, let it be, right? A lot of people think that way. And it's sad, but it's because if it was the other way around, they wouldn't think that way. And that's, to me, that's how society is, right? That's how the world, I guess, thinks. And, you know, of course, not me. I think justice is justice, and no matter what, if you're a minor and you're underage, you shouldn't be groomed by a teacher, the ones that are supposed to teach and educate you. But who am I, right? Just me. But anyway, y'all have a blessed morning, guys. It's about, I don't know, probably 5:20, 5:30 now. It's been 20-something minutes here. I'm fixing to go in and make me some breakfast right now and get the dogs out and feed them and all that stuff and get moving. Hopefully we won't get any rain this morning, because I got a couple of videos that I didn't get to do last night, and fire chats because of the rain. I'll probably release that other video just to give y'all an idea of the storm. It was pretty rough. That thunder was so bad. And I don't know if any of y'all live in Texas. Y'all know yesterday. Y'all experienced it. We got hail. I don't know if a lot of people did, but we did. I mean, it looked like little bitty. It was small, like pea size probably, but it was still hail. And it's still not comfortable when you can hear it bouncing off your trucks and vehicles and your house, and it's like ding, 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 ding. Like, it was constant. But luckily it was small. It wasn't big pieces. But the craziest thing is it was my first day off, so I had washed all my like blankets and stuff I take with me to the rig, because I have a room there, like I can sleep in the trailer house, right? And on site. And so I bring all my stuff home, I wash them, but it was so pretty when I got home, right? So I washed everything and then laid them out, hung them all out yesterday on the line, because I like my blankets to air dry with a super amount of Downy, right? Because I'm a little Downy freak. I think I put too much in there. Like, one big bottle lasts me like 3 loads, right? I put in too much. And maybe it's a man thing, I don't know. But I don't have nobody do my laundry, I have to do my own. So I'm not that great at it, but I'm learning. I'm just now learning the color thing, right? And the Clorox thing. That don't put Clorox in anything but whites, right? I learned that really well. I learned that. Actually a red, like, fleece blanket thing that was for the couch, like for the Christmas holidays. It was like a reddish, and I put it in there with Clorox, and it didn't do too pretty. It came out white. So I learned pretty quickly. Not to put bleach and not to put that much, right? I was like, oh, a couple of cups? Yeah, I'll put a couple of cups in there. Yeah, right, okay. I could have put like 1/8 of a cup, probably. But anyway, y'all guys have a wonderful morning. Have a blessed morning. We'll see y'all soon. we'll probably see y'all again at daybreak, or right at, or a little before, when the sky starts turning blue. That's when I like to sit in the garden and, you know, have a coffee sometimes. And once in a blue moon, I like to have a coffee. But I like iced coffee. I don't like hot coffee. I mean, I'll drink it, but I prefer, like, iced coffee, right? And IVL, what they call it, right? Iced vanilla latte. Like, I like those kind of things. And started all my kids taking me to Starbucks one time, and they got me some little, it was like a little round ball of cake on a stick, right? I think it was like some kind of stick pop or cake pop or something like that. And they got me a French vanilla cappuccino, actually blended, and it got me some kind of one of those little pop things. And man, them things are good. They're addicting. So you got to stay away from Starbucks, because needless to say, when I go to Starbucks, which is not a lot, but when I go, I get like a whole box of those cake pops, right? And they come like pre-wrapped in like little packets, right? They're already cooked, and they're in little containers with clear plastic over them, and there's like four or six in a pack, and I usually buy like a box, right? Which is like 12 of those things. Because my kids love them dang cake pops, especially during the holidays, because they had like reindeer and all that stuff. So needless to say, I bought a whole bunch of them. And my kids will eat the heck out of them. Now they got me eating them, and I'm not a sweet eater. By all means, I'm not a sweet eater, but it's buttermilk custard pie is about one of the only things I really eat sweet-wise, except for cake pop. But I need to cut back on the cake pop. No, I haven't had one in a while, but you know, it's just a simple fact. Y'all see the cucumber vine growing here? It's growing over this planter pot, and y'all probably can't see in the dark, but there's a huge cucumber in my hand right here. I don't think y'all can see it, but yeah, just a lot of, I got so much stuff I need to cut. I need to make pickles again. I could probably make 40 jars of pickles right now. I probably have 150 cucumbers ready right now. It's crazy. I have this big one here. This is a huge, I don't think y'all can see it, but it's like probably, I don't know, probably 7 feet tall. It's cucumbers, the pickled ones growing up like a trellis thing. It's like, probably 7 feet, 7.5 feet tall. This one here is probably, look at me, it's way over my head, and I'm 6'2", so pretty tall. But anyway, guys, y'all have a good morning. Trigger warnings always. You know, y'all's comments are y'all's, and y'all's alone, not to reflect the channel. We do our research together because we are a big-hearted little family. And allegedly, these are just my thoughts and opinions. I know how it works. Y'all know the drill, right? Educational purposes. Everyone's innocent until proven guilty. Even Miss Beauty Pageant over here that thinks she's the beauty queen, that's too pretty to be charged, or, you know, she's blackmailed because of her looks. That's what she's saying. And this boy stalked her and all this and that. But yet she was writing all these things about him in her own damn phone. And she was using school computers to message this. I mean, I don't know what's wrong with this woman. I guess she thinks she's invincible. I mean, she must really think that she's like a beauty queen. I guess maybe her husband pampers her like that. I don't know. It's possible, I guess. And maybe he does make her feel like she's Miss America. I don't know, but she's no Miss America. And the justice system don't care what you look like. It cares what you did, and that you pay for what you did. That's what justice system matters. But with that said, guys, y'all have a good day, and we will talk to y'all a little later on. See y'all a little later, and I got some things I want to share, because I was at the doctor yesterday. So I'm going to go over all that. I'm not going to do it right now this morning because I'm standing here starving, but I'm going to go in and make me something to eat. But anyway, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day, and we will see y'all through the day. I got 3 more videos loading right now from yesterday in between the storms, but last night it was storming all the way until I think about, I don't know, I laid down, it was probably midnight, and it was still raining. And then I got up, it was, I think it was like 3:51 when I got up, a.m. this morning. So I'm sitting here saying it's 5 in the morning, and it's really almost 5 in the morning. It's not quite 5 yet. So I'm a little off. I'm an hour off. I'm so used to like rig time it's I got to get out of that habit. Like, my problem is I just don't sleep enough, but I'll get there. I got 2 weeks plus, maybe 3 weeks now, depending. I think we'll be good to go. But we'll talk about that a little later this morning. So y'all have a good one, guys. We'll talk soon. Y'all be safe. And we'll see how this case goes. We'll follow it a little bit. I'm curious to see what's going to come out. I am. What they're going to say about this not reading the rights and all that up front. I don't know what's going to come of it, but we'll check it out. We'll see what happens, right, guys? So y'all have a good morning. We love y'all, guys, and we'll talk soon, okay? Y'all be safe. All right, bye.